So in the last podcast, I gave you some really cool ideas on how to use cast to determine a reference angle. Now we got to just go and take this one step further because look at these questions. Remember the last questions we had cast rule. It was great because then we had special triangles. These don't look like special triangles to me. These are actually pretty weird looking, right? But you know what? Follow the same procedure because again, it says determine the values, which means more than one. And whenever they give you this, you can bet that it's something to do with this whole circle, right? Add sugar to coffee. It has something to do with the cast rule. So without further ado, let's go. First things first, notice that this is sine and this guy's positive. So again, first thing I'm going to do, cast rule it. Add sugar to coffee and realize, aha, sine is positive here and here. I've got two angles, right out here, right out here. You have to remember that there's more than one, especially when you see this or you see the reference to this, which means full circle, baby, all the way around. That's what you got to use. Okay, so let's do this. Okay, so first thing you do, absolute value it. Why? Because now sine theta is no longer sine theta of this angle in standard position. It's sine theta reference. Well, granted, this is already positive, so this is going to be 0.71. Who cares? Yeah, but when we start getting into the negative ones, you'll thank me. Okay? Now, how do I find theta reference then? Do you remember how to do this in grade 10? All you had to do is inverse sine both sides. Inverse sines. That cancels out. Look at that. Now you got theta reference. It's really that simple. So the inverse of sine of 0.71. Okay, bring up my calculator. Second inverse of sine 0.71. Check to make sure that's in degrees. Everything's great. Look at that. I got 45 degrees. That's what I'm dealing with. I'm doing with approximately 45 degrees. So my reference is 45 degrees. Now, look how simple this is. That means this is 45 degrees. There's my reference. This is 45 degrees. There's my other reference, which means my two angles then are, in fact, my angle in standard position. My first one is 45 degrees. My other one is going to be from this 180. Remember? It's got to be from that 180. Okay, so we take 100. If you can't do this in your head, take the 180, right? Subtract the 45, and look what you got. You got 135 degrees. This other angle is 135 degrees. That's this angle right here, 135. Done. There's your two values of theta. Notice what I did. I started by looking at this. I figure out the cast rule, add sugar to coffee rule. Then I absolute valued, inverse sine, found the reference angle, go back to this cast rule and figure out where my angles are. Watch again. We'll do it again right here. Check this out. First things first. Notice that this cosine is negative. Okay, cast rule. Here we go. Add sugar to coffee. Where is cosine negative? Cosine's negative here and cosine's negative here. Now, in order to find the proper reference angle, like you can throw this in your calculator, but it's not going to give you the two angles. Remember, this says two values, two angles. So first things first, absolute value this. Theta reference is going to be what? Well, you have to inverse cosine of each one of these. Okay, so we'll do the inverse cos of positive 0.88. Okay, so inverse cos of positive 0.88. Boom. Answer is 28 degrees. Okay, so that means my theta reference is 28 degrees. Where is the 28 degrees? 28 degrees here, 28 degrees here. Let's go. That's how it works. Just like that, 28 degrees each time. So remember, it's all about 180 degrees. It's all about the x-axis. So this would be 180, subtract the 28, and then of course that gives us this one. And then finally, to get this one, we'd have to go 180 plus 28. Okay, if you want to do that on your calculator, you can. This works out. This one's easy. This is 208 degrees, obviously. So that's 208. But how about this guy right up here? So, okay, I don't know. Take the 180. Take your 180. Subtract your 28 from that. Okay, gives you a total of 152 degrees. That guy's 152 degrees. Your two angles are 208 and 152. There's your two angles. Cool, eh? but I'm all about making things a little bit more complicated. Woohoo! This ought to be fun. Okay, look at C. I don't know how to do this. Sure you do. First thing you have to do is you have to isolate the tangent. So how do I do that? Simple. Divide both sides by 11. Done. Gone. This is the tangent of theta is 4 over 11. Now, remember then that this is values, which means that tangent, according to add sugar to coffee, tangent is positive because this is a positive value here and here. Aha! Now that you know where it is, real super simple. Absolute value. So this is tan theta equals to 4 over 11. Now, inverse tan both sides. And if you inverse tan, and because you did absolute value, remember that's theta reference. So theta reference of the inverse tan of 4 over 11. Oh my goodness. Okay. Inverse tan of 4 over 11. Got it? Okay, let's find that reference angle. Reference angle is 20 degrees. Reference angle is 20 degrees. This reference angle, boom, look at that, 20 degrees. So that means this is 20 degrees. That means this is 20 degrees. Well, since this is in quadrant 1, there's your angle in standard position right now. One of the angles is 20 degrees. But remember, the other angle has to go all the way past 180. So this is going to be the 180 plus the 20 degrees, which works out to be, yeah, you got it, 200 degrees. That's how it works. Take a look at D. Same stuff again. Check this out. It's actually pretty darn cool. You have to isolate the sine. So do a little bit of algebra. Subtract 4 from both sides. That's gone, leaving you 6 sine theta equals to -4. Then turn around and divide each side by 6. Divide each side by 6. Don't forget that that's negative. Boom, boom. This is sine theta, which is -4 over 6, which if you think about it is -2/3. That's it. Okay. Cast rule, add sugar to coffee. Remember that this sign is negative. So where is sine negative? Sine is negative here, in this quadrant, and in here. Now, absolute value. See how this is just becoming routine now? Absolute value means that this is now going to be theta reference. Aha, okay. So if that's going to be theta reference, let's go to town. So absolute value, theta reference, we're going to inverse sine each side. Okay, oops, where'd my I go? There it is. Inverse sine each side. Boom, that's gone. Gives you a theta reference of the inverse sine of positive 2/3. Okay, inverse sine of positive 2/3. So second sine of positive 2/3. Perfect. There it is. Give me the angle. Angle works out to be 42 degrees. Okay, so theta reference is 42 degrees. That means this guy's 42. That means this guy's 42, and you're good to go. Now, start adding things. Okay, all the way around, this would be 180 plus the 42, which works out to be, that would be 222 degrees. This would be, for this one here, be all the way around. Boom. Don't forget, it's based on 360 now. So be the 360 degrees minus the 42. And I'm suppose you can just do this here. 8, 4 from 5 is 1. This is going to be 318 degrees. That's going to be your 318 degrees for that one. So you got 2 possible angles, all because of the fact that you deal with the cast rule.